What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a special live. This is a collaboration that I've been trying to do probably all summer, but it's mainly been because of me that we haven't been able to do it um, at the time that we needed to. But now that I ain't got that many shows to review, I ain't got too much on my plate right about now. I say, you know what? Let me hit this guy up and see if he'll be willing to sit down and have a conversation about real shit with me right about now. So I'm about to bring him in. He's an up and coming YouTuber at this point. I've been watching him for I think it's been almost a year now. He does a lot of commentary on LGBT issues and things like that. And he recently hit 24K. You know, that's really good. Okay, he ain't been around that long, and he already at 24K. So hats off to him. Okay, but anyway, without any further ado, let me bring him in. Let's bring in DyQuell Dontae. What's going on?
Hey, Scotty, how are you? How you doing?
I'm good. Now, before we even get started, I just want to start off by giving you your flowers because that is what I do. So I want you to know that as a person that's been, because I don't know if you even knew who I was before I reached out to you or not, but I've been doing this for 15 years now. And I'm a type of person that when I see content creators that I find and that I watch their stuff, and 9 times out of 10, if I'm asking you to collaborate, then it's pretty obvious that I like you.
Okay. I love it. I love it. I
It's
appreciate the
pretty
support.
obvious that I like you. So I love what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, your channel is very refreshing. It's, how old are you, by the way? Because I
I'm
feel like
25.
okay, so I'm like 11 years your senior. I'm 36.
You look
So
like you about 26, so you
that's
good.
crazy. You get it all the time. I get carded everywhere I go. But however, when I first saw one of your videos, I don't remember which one it was, but I was like, I was watching, he just came across my homepage one day, and I said,
hmm
"Who is this?" So the name and stuff, I'm like, let me see what he's talking about. So I sat there and I watched one of your videos, and then I'm like, I like him. With one video, I subscribe.
Okay.
And then every time you drop a video, I watch.
Okay.
Like
Well, I
sometimes,
appreciate you, Scotty.
like sometimes, I don't watch the videos like like when they first come out. So sometimes when I'm off of work, take out some time and lay up in my bed and just catch up on your videos and stuff like that, like
hmm
I do with other content creators and stuff like that. So I'm like, let me catch up. Let me see what, DyQuell talking about. Let me see what truth he's spitting today.
Yeah.
So, I said, the more I watched your videos, the more I was like, I want to see if he would be willing to do a collab with me just to talk about like real stuff. Because a lot of the stuff that you were saying, I agreed with. So
Okay, well, it's no hesitation when you ask me. Y'all, if anybody watching right now, this is my first live. I don't do this, so I'm nervous. I'm a little shaky. Give me like another 5 minutes and I'll loosen up. But yeah.
yeah, he said he was nervous from the very beginning. I don't know why he nervous, but I
Cause
get
I
it.
don't do this.
I get it though. I get it. He don't really do lives like this, so I get it. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But and this is one of those lives where, because I'm gonna be honest with you, like I do a lot of like hot topic, gossip, reality TV type of thing. So this is one of those type of videos where I'm pretty sure that it has to take a minute to get caught on to because of who my audience is. And for me, I don't give a fuck about numbers. I've been doing this long enough to know that when you go into something else and you're trying something new, it's gonna take a minute for it to catch on. So I don't
Right.
really care about none of that. So first things first, let me ask you this before we get into what we're gonna talk about. What actually inspired you to? Because I know this ain't no interview, but I just want to know what inspired you to get on YouTube and just start talking about like issues in our community. That's what I really want to know before we get started.
I think it just come with age. I was starting to get older. I started my YouTube channel 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and my OG supporters know. But I started off doing story times. So like I was very vulgar, very young, just very outspoken, and I was just kind of tired of that light on me. So I was like, what can I do? Like, what are some things that I'm interested in, or whatever the case may be. So I was like, I'm really into talking about gay stuff, like the things we go through, whether it's down low men, whether it's colorism, a lot of stuff, and I found my audience. So yeah, that's pretty much how they got started.
Yes, that's an audience that, you know, a lot of us want to tap into. You feel what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think that you did a great job with that. I think you really have carved your own lane with that for real. So
Thank you. I
I
appreciate it.
just want to start off by telling you to continue doing what you're doing because your voice is needed.
Okay.
So if ain't nobody never told you that, I'm telling you that.
Well, I appreciate you, Scotty, and I want to give a shout out to you for reaching out because you was one of the first content creators to actually reach out, and it was professional. So I appreciate that because, yeah,
I can
yeah,
only
I appreciate you.
imagine. I can only imagine. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the things of the things. It's a couple of
Okay,
things I want to talk about. You know, I want to give us about an hour, maybe no more than an hour and 30. I don't want to keep you too long.
that's cute.
But so one of the things that I wanted to talk about and see if you could relate on, because this is basically a conversation where either we relate or we don't. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Okay,
everybody has different experiences in the LGBT community, and I think that all experiences are should be listened to, if that makes sense.
right.
So, have you ever felt like you were out of place in the LGBT community?
In terms of what, just like my appearance and how I look.
In any form or fashion, because I'm asking that because I've had a struggle with that since I came out. I came
Mm-hmm.
out when, well, I can't say came out. When I first started telling people that I was gay, I was 19 and I was in college. I didn't come out until I was 21.
Okay.
So at the age of 36 years old, I still find myself struggling with this whole, not with my sexuality, because I know exactly who I am and I love who I am. It's the community itself. Sometimes I feel that I don't necessarily fit in and don't relate.
Is it in terms of like making friends within the community? Would you say that?
It's like,
Because I see you post a lot about your friends. So I mean,
see, and that's the thing. And see, that's what people be talking about. They be like, well, you got friends. And see, that's the thing. I do, especially now that I'm in Atlanta, I do. But sometimes I go into spaces and it's with people, like if my friends that you see me with, they bring me into like a party or something like that and I go, it's like when I go there, people be looking at me odd, they be looking at me crazy. It's like, you know, or the first thing a bitch say about me is that I'm ugly or all this other shit. You know, it's always been that. I think a lot of it is because when I first came into this world, it felt like there wasn't a lot of acceptance, and I had to find my own
mm-hmm.
tribe. Have you ever
Right.
felt that way?
Um, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest though, I think when it comes to like feeling out of place, it's just being dark skinned. I didn't know that colorism was a thing in the community. I didn't know that because I was always told that I was handsome, that I was a chocolate, this and that and third. So like when I got into the community, and not only with being dark skinned but being a bottom, it's like, oh, okay. Like I was starting to deal with colorism a lot. So that's my only thing that I would say about that, like feeling out of place. That makes sense.
Okay, so when it comes down to you being dark skinned, what are the things that you've experienced as far as the colorism aspect? Like how has people treated you due to your skin complexion? Like,
They be intrigued and interested at first, and when things don't go the way they want it to go, that's when the colorism and stuff starts to kick in and calling me names and stuff. If that makes sense. So yeah,
yeah. Okay, okay, I understand that.
yeah.
So it's crazy because one, I think there's a lot of, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but from the things that I observe and that I witness within our community, I feel like there's a lot of hypocrisy that goes on
Hmm.
because they want us as a community to be accepted by society, but within our own community, they act as if they can't accept certain people within the community, like just like what you just said. If I'm dark skinned,
Hmm.
you may not want to be cool with me, or you may not want to date me because I'm dark skinned. Or if I'm too femme, you don't want to fuck with me. Or if I don't, if I don't dress the same way you do, or if I'm not cunty enough, then I'm not, like they like, it feels like they don't accept certain type of gay people, but they want society to accept gays as a community, but they find it hard to accept different types of gays in our own community.
Yeah, I stay far away from people that's like that. I like, I think this kind of falls into the umbrella of friendships. A lot of gay people, unfortunately, it's all about aesthetics. You have to look a certain way, you have to dress a certain way, you have to, I don't know, get a certain amount of likes on social media. Like, people really care about stuff like that, and they will only be a friend just because of that. Like, there's been plenty of gay boys who reached out to me just based off of my following on YouTube. So, of course, I don't really fall into it because I feel like it's not genuine. So, yeah, but I definitely can see where you're coming from with that standpoint.
Yeah, because I see it all the time. It's like, for example, I remember seeing something on Twitter, and there was this picture of Carlos King on Twitter, and I think that Carlos King was dressed more, I don't want to use the term manlier, but masculine. I don't really want to use that, but that's the truth. He was dressed more masculine than normal.
Like
Trade. Yeah, like Trade or whatever. And when he was dressed like that, there was so many gays like coming down the timeline trying to criticize him for dressing that way, or you a queen, why you trying to pretend like you Trade? I don't think he's pretending to be Trade. I just think that he wanted to do something different today. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
it's not even about doing something different. He is a man. Like, we're all men at the end of the day. Like, we're gonna express ourselves how we want to. So if you want to wear a dress one day or a skirt one day, and then the next day you want to wear a hat with some Timbs, you can do that. You can.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, so what's the big deal? Does he have to be cunty all the goddamn time for you to accept it?
I guess people just feel like if you're gonna do one thing, just stick to that. Like, don't try to switch up now. But that's weird. Like, we're men, so
like, I don't think anybody, whether we're gay or straight, I don't think anybody should be one-dimensional. I think that everybody should be able to express themselves however they want. Like, even for me, I've always, the way you see me dressed right now, that's the way. Well, I just started with the rainbows and shit.
I love it. I love the top. It look nice.
Thank you. But like, when you see me, well, you follow me on Instagram, you see how I dress. That's how I dress all the time. I don't really get into the makeup and the stuff like that, but I got friends that do. Like, my best friend, for example, Jamar, like, he's always been like, he's into RuPaul's Drag Race. He's into that type of thing. He puts, he does the geesh thing from time to time. Even when we went to the red dress run this past weekend, that's not normally something that I would do because that's out of my comfort zone, but I went because my friends wanted to go, and I ain't want to put no damn dress on because that ain't for me, but I did it. I did it, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. And I will say that I guess it also could be a thing where it could be one of those things that it has a lot to do with where you from too. Because I'm originally from Mississippi, but I moved to Atlanta this month.
You from Mississippi?
Yeah, I'm from Mississippi.
Okay.
So I moved to Atlanta this month, gonna make a year. The 31st will make a year. So I've been in Atlanta for about a year now. And I would say that my best friend Jamar, he's been my friend for like 12 or 13 years. And we are pretty much the same, but different because he likes the pop girls. I like K Michelle. He likes he likes to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I'd rather watch Love and Hip Hop. Those are two. We're two. See, so but I will say that, and I'm using Jamar as an example because he is a person who has really opened me up to different things. Because these friends that I have in Atlanta, I probably never would have met them if he didn't bring me around them. Or he was happy to see me wear a dress for once. He's like, bitch, I want you to be homosexual.
So you did wear one?
Yeah, I wore it. I didn't want to. I was completely against it now. I didn't want to wear it, but I wore it and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, would I do it again though? I don't know. But
So I had to
But
catch you on a good day or something.
But it wasn't that bad. But I can say that he has opened me up and made me like be a little bit more open-minded when it comes down to like, gay culture. Because like I said, I'm from Mississippi. I don't know that much about gay culture. Because it's not much of a gay scene where
it's
I'm
not
from.
broadcasted a lot in a lot of areas. Like I'm from North Carolina, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's not really a big thing to like be praised for being gay. But like I feel like sexuality aside, I feel like it's great to have friends like that.
Yeah.
When it comes to just trying stuff new, at first you was against it, but when you did it, it wasn't too bad. So yeah.
So bottom shaming. Let's talk about the bottom shaming. Let's talk
Yay,
about
let's
that.
talk about it.
I never understood the bottom shaming. I don't understand why bottoms get shamed, because it's like you gotta fuck somebody, and 9 times out of 10, the main people that's shaming bottoms are tops. So it's like you gotta fuck the bottom. So why you shaming them?
Yeah, it's
Like,
crazy out here.
what's your thoughts on bottom shaming?
I never really got it. I feel like bottoms, we make the world go round and round. I feel like a lot of other bottom shame bottoms too, which is weird. It's a lot to really take in when it comes to bottom shaming, though. Yeah, that's all I have to say for right now.
I think it's dumb. I've always thought that it was dumb. I'm like, but I think it's kind of equivalent to the whole thing, like with straight men and the women thing. I think it's kind of equivalent to that. You know how like straight men kind of sometimes dog women out, and then in our community, the tops kind of dog the bottoms out. Sometimes I think it's kind of equivalent to that. But but even then, that still sounds dumb to me, if that makes sense. It's another thing that I wanted your opinion on, and it's the whole bisexual thing. Now, sometimes,
Shout out to my bi men out there that's watching.
Yes. So first things first, I dated someone that identifies as bisexual, which I didn't have an issue with that. Everybody is who they are. However, there are some I've had conversations with some gay men before, and some people really don't think that bisexual men exist, and I just don't agree with that. I do think that there are men who genuinely likes both men and women, and I want to know what you think of that. Like, do you feel?
I love bisexual men. All of my exes were by my current boyfriend now. He's pansexual, so that's something. How do I feel about it? I feel like they do exist. I feel like men could, be sexually attracted to men and women when it comes to that. I can understand why people don't want to do it though. I can definitely understand that. But people call people biphobic if you don't want to date one. I feel like that's debatable, but it's a lot when it comes to bi men. You have to kind of ask me more questions. I can really get deeper into it if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
but I do feel like they exist though.
Yeah, I don't think but for me, I don't think it's biphobic if a woman doesn't want to date a bi man. I don't really think it's biphobic. I think that I do want to know why you don't want to date a bi man.
Say that one more time. You went out. Say it one more time.
I said I do want to know. I would want to ask a woman why they don't want to date a bi man. I would want to know why. But yeah, but I don't want to call them biphobic though, because like everybody got a preference, and if you prefer not to sleep with a man who slept with a man in the past, and that's your preference, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're hating on it. It's just not for you.
Yeah, I kind of still feel that way as well, but it's tricky because when I talk about it, people in my comments be coming for me like, DyQuell, no, it's not a preference. You're just biphobic. So I'll be like, damn, y'all win. It's okay. I'm not gonna argue with y'all. I'm not gonna argue with y'all. No.
Right, like cause I have a cousin that actually said that she don't mind a bi man. She dated a man that was bi, and I'm like, oh, you was fine with that. And then she was like, yeah, like it's not a big deal. Like yeah, he used to date a man. Yeah, he probably fucked a man or whatever. But I think some women that date bi men, I think they can, appreciate the honesty about it though. I think the issue is when they don't be forthcoming about it. I think
But I
Thing.
think it's understandable to not even be open about it though, because
Mm,
there's stuff like
yeah,
that. They don't want to run into women that they feel like they have the potential to date or to hook up with. They don't want to mess it up by just telling them like, hey, by the way, I do like boys too. Like, I don't know. I can understand why they keep it to themselves. It's not good though. I feel like it should
right.
be upfront, but that's why I feel like a lot of DL men exist. So yeah.
Let's talk about that. That's a great segue. So let's talk about that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when it comes down to DL men, do you? Because I see this a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
see this a lot when I'm about to say. I remember, and I'm not sure. I want to say you did talk about it, but I'm not really sure. But if you're familiar with the rapper, what is his name? His name just went away from me that quick. Um,
Did he get exposed or something like that?
he got exposed allegedly because the boy came back and said it was a lie, but then
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't think I talked about it though. I don't know. Did I? I don't remember. I know Say So talked about it though for sure. I don't know if you watch Say So TV.
yeah, that's I'm trying to Lord, what's that man name? Boss man D-Lo, that's his name.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so when I made because I know I talked about it, so when I did a video about it, um, it was like I said, I don't agree with people outing men that are not necessarily open with their sexuality. I think that's something that we should make a decision on whether or not we want to do that on our own. We should never we should never out somebody. And I remember the blowback for me being, well, you're protecting down low men, they'll never protect you. And my thing is that I'm not protecting no down low men. I actually cannot stand down low men, if you ask me. I dated a
Exactly.
down low man in my early 20s, and that was the worst experience I ever had in my life. One of the worst. But that's
Mm-hmm.
besides the point. It's not about me protecting, a down low man. It's mainly about that's I just don't agree with that, because as a gay man, we've all kind of been in a place where we were all kind of DL at one point in time, where we all were not open. Some of us, at least, most of us, some of us didn't get the luxury to, we wasn't necessarily like out, but we were trying to figure it out. And we
Yeah.
probably was, doing stuff with guys, but we didn't want anybody to know at that time. Like, we all have gone through that before until we were more comfortable with it.
That's
So
why I don't judge anybody who still
yeah.
deal with them. I don't judge you at all. Like, I feel like when it comes to down low men, you're gonna have your own journey with it, and you'll leave them alone I don't know, once you get tired of just being sick and tired. But I do have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you feel about down low men having wives and girlfriends and stuff and sleeping around with other guys? Because people was coming for me about that as well, because they say I coddle down low men because I don't believe in exposing down low men either. So how do you feel about that?
Well, I don't really like that either. I feel like if you a married man, then you don't need to be trying to fuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a married man and you trying to fuck with me, you should at least let me know if you're a married man or not, and I can make an informed decision on whether or not I want to fuck with you still, even though you married, or if I don't.
Okay.
Like, I'll give you a quick example. I remember this was about 11 years ago. I was working at this store, and this guy would come. He was a vendor. He would come in every other day, and he would always be flirting all the time. I would always feel like he was flirting with me, but I'm the type of guy that doesn't really like to approach guys sometimes, because sometimes I really don't know if you gay or not unless you say something. Like, I'm not that
Mm-hmm.
type that just go for it like that unless I actually know. So
Right.
one day he pulled me to the side, asked to talk to me one day, and he asked me, did I want a boyfriend? He asked me, did I have a boyfriend? And I said, no. He said, do you want one? I said, you must want to be my boyfriend or something. He said, well, yeah, but I'm married. And I'm like, okay, so what you asked me that for then? And so it was like, okay, whatever. But then he'll still come in the store. He'll make, sexualized jokes towards me and all this other stuff. But one day he came in the store with his wife, and his wife he was so afraid to come into my line because I was at work, but his wife chose to come into my line. He had to come in the line with her. So when he came in my line with her, she was talking to me. She was talking about how good my eyebrows looked and asked me who did them, and he just sitting there looking like
he didn't make eye contact. That's what they all do, yeah.
He didn't do that until after she turned her head and he paid for the stuff, and then that's when he walked away. And I'm just like, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't even though he was married and even though he tried to holler at me while he was married, I could have easily outed him right then.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I just don't agree with that. You know, that ain't
me
funny.
neither. But I do feel like if you do have a wife and stuff like that, I don't think it's wrong with exposing them. My whole thing is I just look at how they retaliate. Like, you know, the potential of you know, losing your life. It's a lot of young men, it's a lot of trans women who lost their lives behind, you know, dealing with the download dude. And some of them didn't even really expose them. They just felt as though, well, you know, let me go ahead and, you know, make this move on you so you wouldn't have to, you know, expose me. So it's very dangerous. That's why I choose not to expose them when I used to mess with them. So yeah.
Yeah, because that's how I be feeling too. Because you hear these stories all the time, you see it all the time. You know, like I think a lot of times, like guys in our community, when a download guy come to them, it's always the same old type of download guy, like probably like a drug dealer or somebody that's hyper masculine, and that's like the fantasy for a lot of people. It was for me. I ain't gonna sit up here and lie. It was for me too. But you know, a hyper masculine man and stuff like that, and then they get with them, and you know, they got a heed to all these, you know, rules, and you can't call me at this time, you can't be seen with me in the daytime, I gotta wait till 9 o'clock to pick you up from the house, but if I pick you up from the house, you gotta meet me down the street at the corner so one nobody see me pull up at your house. You know,
it's a lot. That's one of the reasons why I had to stop. It was getting ghetto. Like, no, I felt like my self-esteem was getting low. Like, I couldn't do it no more. I was like, well, you deserve better than this. Like, just let it go. Like, I understand you like you know, you like what you like, but you know, just let it go. It's all right. I feel like it's possible to find those type of attributes in a man into an openly gay man or openly bisexual man or openly pansexual dude. So,
yeah, because
it's possible.
Yeah, because trying to be with a download man is too much work.
Yeah, it's a lot mentally too.
Yes, because they are the type of guys that they don't like. They have all these rules for you, but then you try to follow those rules, and then they still find a problem with it. You say you don't want to be seen in public with me, cool. But then when I go out in public and I'm not around you, then you got a problem with it. Or if I'm on the phone with you, who around you? Then I gotta go outside and talk to you on the phone. Then if you want to see me, I can't see you right now. I gotta be around.
Yes, it'd be too much. Oh my god.
Then if they got a roommate, you can't come to their house unless the roommate out of town. It's
they ain't never hosted neither. That's the crazy. They ain't never hosted like that. It'd be crazy. It's crazy, Scotty, out here.
It's a lot, but you know, that was when I was 21. Like I got sick of that bullshit. Like I'm tired of meeting up with you at 9:30 at night, and you don't bring me back home till 2 in the morning and stuff. And then my mama asks where I've been.
One thing that I do, I didn't mean to cut you off, but one thing that I do that I want to talk about is openly gay men like settling for a download man, because you know it's actually a lot of openly gay men who are like, they're very private, so they don't mind dealing with download dude because they know the person's not gonna go back and run their mouth. So like, I'm gonna talk about that because I feel like that doesn't really get talked about enough. Because I was that gay person. Like, I'm a very private person, so for a very long time I would settle for that because you know I didn't want nobody in my business. I didn't want nobody to know who I was dating, so I felt like download dudes were the perfect men for me. So yeah, how you feel about that though?
I think that was a part of why I dealt with the download dude at the time, because that's when I was 21. I wasn't necessarily like DL, but I was more discreet then. Like I wasn't like open back then. I was still getting my feet wet with it because like I had told a lot of my friends, but then my family members did not know. So it wasn't like I was trying to hide it, but you know, it was more so like a discreet thing. Like I ain't really want people in my business. So by him being DL, that was kind of like a thing where, oh, it's not, you know, it's probably the same type of thing, but a little different. Like he don't really want people in his business. I don't want nobody in mine. We can keep this to ourselves. We can have a good time. But that was why I was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But in the midst of it, it was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
That's why I stopped too. It's a long story of why I stopped dealing with download dudes. I kind of touched bases on it on a video that I made a while ago. Just talking about why are gay men so, like, you know, addicted, obsessed with download dudes. So yeah, it's crazy out here, man. I'm glad me and you both kind of like passed that phase of our lives. But I feel like there's nothing wrong with, well, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm not gonna judge you if you still deal with them. I'm not gonna judge you because I was once there, so I totally understand and I get it. So, yeah.
That's how I feel too. But I know that. But see, the thing with the one that I dated was, I thought I was the only person, but I wasn't. See, he was talking to me, but then he was talking to a girl that I was hanging out with, and I didn't know.
Oh, that's messy.
And then when let me tell you. So
this is messy. I gotta drink some more water for that one.
Yes, it is. It is. So we had broke up, but he was still trying to get back with me. He even bought some tickets to a Trey Songz concert. He wanted to take me to a concert as if I want to go see Trey Songz, but whatever. So he was begging me to take him back. I wouldn't take him back. His uncle had died, and I was there for him. But then I found out about this girl that I had been hanging with all summer. I was making her mix CDs and all that crazy stuff. Like we was hanging together all summer. And come to find out, my cousin called me and was like, apparently he's been talking to her, and she had told his roommate that she thinks he's gay. Now, my cousin's roommate said he is, because she knew we were talking. And then she was like, how you know that he's gay? And then she was like, because I know exactly who he talking to. Then she put it on blast that it was me that he was talking to. Now, when she confronted him about it, he lied about it, but got mad at me and blamed me for it. He blamed me for him being blasted when I never said a word.
That is messy. No, that's too messy for me. No.
Yes, he blamed me, and I never even put him out. She did it. I didn't.
Oh, so you still remain quiet. You didn't want to, you know, put his business out there.
I still didn't put him out.
Yeah. I don't know why it's like that with us though, because I was the same exact way. Like, it didn't matter how wrong you did me in a relationship. I just didn't feel the need to expose you. Maybe because I was just afraid of what could happen. So yeah.
That could be what it is too. And then on top of that, like before I even met him, unbeknownst to me, I was best friends with his brother, with his youngest brother. We was friends like in elementary, middle, and high school. And then another fun fact, he had another brother that I met 2 years prior to him that I dated before I met him, but I didn't know that they were brothers.
Scotty.
I didn't know they were brothers.
Did you know they were brothers?
I did not know that they were brothers because I met one brother, the first brother. I met him when I was in college because he lived around the corner from my school. He hollered at me on Facebook. He came to the school to come see me, whatever. But he stopped talking to me. 2 years later, I met the download guy. And then he kept on saying this person's name. And I said, who is that? He said, that's my brother. I said, can you show me a picture of him or something? He showed me a picture of him. And I said, oh, I used to talk to your brother. And then
you just said it.
I said, I used to talk to your brother. And then he was like, okay, did y'all have sex? I said, no, because we didn't. And then he said, did y'all kiss? I said, I did. That was my very first kiss I ever had with a guy. So yes, it was him. Oh, well, as long as y'all didn't sleep together, I don't care. Oh.
Okay. All right.
I guess he told the brother too, and he didn't care either. So it was just like whatever. But when it came out that he was like that, he lied on me. And then all of the guys, because we was all in the same circle, all those straight guys that knew me and I was cool with them, none of them was for like over a year, none of them would speak to me because he said that I lied on him. Up until they got confirmation that I wasn't lying, and then they started back speaking.
Which is weird. That's interesting.
So yeah, download men are not worth the trouble at all.
It's really not. And that's what I just want to say. Like, just leave them alone if you can. But I'm not judging if you feel like you in a space where you still want to talk to them and associate yourself with them. Just be careful, okay? Be careful and don't walk into a situation with the download dude expecting a relationship, respecting loyalty. Scotty literally just told y'all he was talking to Tom, Dick, and Harry, while talking to Scotty. So, you just gotta keep a lot of that stuff in mind, and don't walk into it with your what they call it, your hopes high, something like that they say. So
yeah. Now I saw you do a video about this particular. It wasn't a particular topic, but you've talked about like the trans community and stuff like that, and you have gotten you got blowback for talking about it at one point in time, and that's one of the. I think if you could remember, that was the video that I'm like, oh, I know I got to work with him now because we both have had that thing. Okay, I'm gonna say it, and I don't give a fuck. Now, I don't have a problem with. I'm not transphobic. I don't have any issues with trans women, trans men. People could do whatever the fuck they want to do. I don't care about that. Why is it though that when we have certain opinions, they get so mad? I don't understand, because like one time I was saying that it was something along the lines of, I made a point to say that okay, you're trans and you want to be identified as a, as a woman like everybody else, and that's absolutely fine. I don't classify y'all nothing more than a woman. You know what I mean? Like I don't, mispronounce, misgender y'all or nothing like that. Y'all are what y'all are, and I always keep it that way. But I made a statement one day where I think it was like a trans woman, and she outed this man for coming into her inbox one day, and I was sitting up here like, this is where the confusion comes in for me. You're a trans woman and you want to be identified as a woman. So if a man comes into your DMs, if you're a woman, then why is that something to out him about if you're a woman?
That was my argument. But you know what? And they still gonna hate me, but I said what I said.
I mean,
and I think that's probably why they was like upset about it. But I can see their point, but I still feel the way I feel, and I'm still confused on a lot of things as well. And even with the because I had reacted to a girl, I forgot her name, but I reacted to she made a whole TikTok about me and the other YouTuber Choice TV, just kind of coming for her in the sense where she feels as though she don't like how every time when gay creators talk about trans women, it's all because they're either getting killed by a download dude or exposing one. And it was just a hot topic to talk about, so I was like, let me just hop on it. But I could definitely see what she meant, so I was like, maybe I should just stray away from talking about trans people in general, because I feel as though I look at it like this: I don't live y'all life, so it's just like I can't really talk too much about what goes on in the lesbian community, what goes on in the trans community. All I can talk about is what I go through and what I went through in my past as a gay black man. So, but I agree with you though. People gonna hate me for that, but I said what I said. Like I still feel that way. I feel like if you're a woman, then carry yourself as such. Why are you exposing people?
Yeah, what's the point? Like, what's the point of outing a person if you're, if you consider yourself a woman, there is really no need to out them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see the point of that. Like, that's the part I've never understood. But when I say that, and I try to talk about it with care, because I don't want to come across like I'm being transphobic. But whenever I say that, when I said that, there was like this podcaster, and I've never listened to her podcast a day in my life, and I've only seen her ad come across one of those web series shows, and she came into my comments and she said that she called me transphobic, and I said, so can you tell me exactly what I said that was transphobic? Like, what did I say? Did I misgender trans women? Did I say anything ignorant about trans women? What did I say besides the fact of you want to be respected as women, and that's fine. But when a man is in your DMs or a famous man is in your DMs, then you want to out him for being in your DMs, but you're a woman.
Yeah. Cherry the Boom, that was the only story I could remember about the whole the man going into her DM or whatever. I think he was like a college student or something like that, a D1 player. I don't remember. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, people were coming at me when I had said it was kind of corny for her to do that. Cause I don't know. It's just a lot that goes into it. But I try not to talk about it because again, they call me transphobic as well, Scotty. So you're not alone. But yeah, that's my only concern. I just be like, if you a woman, then be that, live in it.
Yeah, because it's like anytime you disagree with something, and you don't even have to be like negative, but if you disagree with something, you're transphobic. It's like I can't
Mm-hmm.
say anything without being called transphobic.
But a lot of gay people, a lot of them be like that too. So I feel like the queer community as a whole is very sensitive. Like you have to be very careful about what you say and the words that you choose as well. So yeah, I watch a lot of reality TV though, and I see a lot of people within our community complain when they hear straight people call us slurs, but I hear them call each other that all the time. Now I understand, I guess people feel as though how black people can say the N word, so like it's not a problem, and maybe that's how they look at it. But me personally, I don't look at it like that. Like I don't know, I can't be around anybody and you calling me slurs. Like I'm gonna get offended and I'm gonna want to fight. So yeah. How you feel about that though?
I don't like that either. Like, don't call me a faggot. Don't call
Oh,
me
you
a
said the
punk.
word. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Don't don't call me a punk.
Right.
Uh, I barely want you to call me a queen. Don't don't do that. Don't.
Yeah.
No, like I'm just not fond of that.
They
Like,
call
and
me a pick me though when I say that, but
they
that's just how I feel.
that's my favorite. That is my favorite right there. I love the pick me label that they like to give me. I love it because once again, just because I'm gay, it doesn't mean I have to agree with every little thing that goes on. Because I literally don't. Like, what do you mean? Let's
Yeah.
talk about the pick me stuff. Now, why do you feel like, or if it's not pick me, it's self-hating gay. So why do you feel people call you a pick me?
Because I don't want to be called a punk. That's how they really say it. Any slur, I just don't like it. And like I literally got into a physical altercation because somebody kept calling me that because they thought we were friends. And I'm like, we literally just met today. Like, no. Kept calling me that. So I just do not like it. I've never liked it. And maybe it may be a trigger for me because, growing up in a process of like, being bullied, you will be called those things. So it's like now that I'm in my adulthood, I'm never going to allow anybody to say anything, like within the lines of like using slurs against me because I just can't do it. Mm-mm.
Okay, so I've been called that because it's just some things that I just don't necessarily like or don't agree with. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with me hating who I am and stuff. It's just that, bitch, don't do that. Like, I had to get, because at first I didn't like to be called girl, but most of the guys that I hang out with, that's what they call it, and I just be like, okay, go ahead and say what you say,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Now I might sound like a hypocrite now that I don't know. Uh, it just depends on like how close we are. We're not
That's
really
what it
that
is. Because if
close.
I don't know you, don't call me girl now.
Yeah, like if I'm just now meeting you, watch your mouth. Like, watch those B words. So it's just like, you got to be very careful with me, especially if I don't really know you that well. Mm-mm. It's levels to it with me. So we can feel comfortable calling each other, whatever the case may be. But if we are not really that close, call my, just say my name. It's okay.
Somebody in the comments says, so that's considered self-hating if you don't want to be referred to as that. That's what they say. We're not saying that's considered self-hating, but that's what they say. Like, if we don't want to be called certain things or we don't want to do certain things, then it's kind of like you're a pick me, or
Yeah.
or you trying to live in a heteronormal world or whatever. And I don't even be thinking about shit like that. It's just about me as an individual. I don't want to be called a punk. I don't want to be called the F word. Like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like other people calling me that. So
Yeah.
why do I want you to call me that?
Yeah. I don't. And people like from, where is it from? Where are they from? I don't know if they're from Florida or what, Broward County or something like that. But they call people that, like anybody. They just, if you're gay, they call you a punk. But you're not gonna call me that. I'm sorry, you're not calling me that.
Now, if I want to be disrespectful to somebody, then I'm calling them a punk.
That's different. That's different. I mean, hey, when I'm mad, I say crazy stuff too, but still, don't call me that.
Do you think that when it comes down to like entertainment wise, do you think that gays are portrayed the correct way? Because for me, and I've always said this, I feel like if you look at reality TV, they have the same type of person. Because they think that we all are the same people. Like, you see Zell, you see Bobby Lights, you see what's that boy name? He was on Love and Hip Hop too. His name was Jonathan. Or you look at the Saucy Santana, you see the same type of gay male on TV. But you don't really see another type. Like, for instance, I'm not saying for me, I'm not the most masculine guy in the world, but I'm not the most feminine either. I'm somewhere in the middle. You don't really get to see people like that on TV either. Like, I just feel like it's different types of people, because I feel like, and I be feeling that way because I remember when I first came out to somebody, one of my friends, like a long time ago, he was straight. And when I came out to him and I told him that I was gay, he was surprised. And I thought, how the fuck are you surprised? Like, have you not heard the way? Have you not heard the tone of my voice and all this other stuff? And he was like, well, it's not that. It's more so of, I don't ever see you. You don't dress like a girl, or you don't. And I said, well, just because you gay, that don't mean that that's, you know what I mean? Like, just because you're gay, that don't mean you're trying to emulate a woman. You know what I mean? Like, some people really, and I know that was like 2008 when that was said, but sometimes people really do think, some people still have that mentality that if you gay, that's what you want to be. You want to be a woman. So what are your thoughts on that?
It's a lot I want to say about this. Okay, so when it comes to this topic, I do feel like it's a lot of us being broadcasted down. I just feel like it's not put out in the forefront, or we're not like on bigger platforms like, TV and stuff like that. But I feel like there's a lot of that going on now. You just may not know about it, but it's out there. But as far as like, people as big as Saucy Santana and Bobby Light, people that you mentioned, yeah, people do look at that and just take away all gay men act like that. And that's not the case at all when it comes to us. And it took for me to get older to like understand that gay men were masculine. I always felt like it was only down low dudes that were masculine. I never thought openly gay men were until people from YouTube kind of educated me on that. So yeah, we come in all shapes, sizes. We come different attitudes, demeanors, mannerisms, auras, all of that. So we're all different.
Do you think that gays are judgmental? Some.
Of course, yeah. I was like, yeah, we are. A lot of us could be. I used to be that gay too, so I'm not gonna just keep pointing the finger, but yeah, I don't know if it comes with just like how we were raised, because a lot of gay men have attitudes too, and like they like to be mean girls. So.
That's the next. That was actually where I was trying to lead to when I when I said that. Okay, because I saw somebody on Twitter say something about, and I see a lot of think pieces on Twitter all the time, and they were talking about how it's not cute as a gay man to always want to lead with this mean girls mentality, or want to be a mean girl all the time. And I be seeing it, and I just roll my eyes at people at gay men that act like that, like, want to be mean girls. And then when you call it out, sometimes they go right and they become even more of the meanest girl when you call it out. Like, I feel like you're acting like a mean girl, and then they'll be like, or they be saying all kinds of stupid shit when you call them out on being mean. They make it about their appearance and how pretty they are, how cute they are, whatever. Like, it's always dumb as fuck. And I feel like it's just crazy that y'all want to be mean girls and shit, but then want acceptance. Like, what's the point? Like,
I feel like it gotta go hand in hand. It really do. I was actually disappointed. I don't know if you watched the Gay Pop Balloon, but I used to be on it. I used to make a lot of videos on it, but I had to stop watching it because it was just too much for me. Like, too much. Like, I don't know if gay men feel as though like if you attract a certain man when you act like that. I don't know if they just get it from how they were brought up. I really want to know, like, where does this whole mean girl thing, where does it stem from? And maybe I have to make another video on that because I have to do research on that. But where, like, Scotty, where do you think that comes from when it comes to gay men just being mean for no reason? Like, feeling like they have to throw shade all the time.
that is, you know what? I really don't know. And I really be wanting to know why they do that. It could be a way, it could be how they were brought up. It could be because, it could be because they were bullied or something like that. It could be it it could be because of the fact that they probably feel that it may be a defense mechanism. I mean, I don't
That's a
know.
good one. That's a good one.
So,
Mm.
I don't know. It's kind of weird. And then, and a lot of times, like, even now, like, when you bring these ugly truths, which is what I named this, these ugly truths about this community, we always want to divert the attention elsewhere, and we always want to deflect. We're talking about gays. We're not talking about no other community. We're talking about our own. And these are things that we've experienced in our own communities. Like, we're well aware that straight people can be mean as fuck. We know this already, but we're talking about our own community and how a lot of us have felt discarded or just felt, that we didn't, that we really didn't have a place here because of people that are mean girls or stuff like that. Like, we're literally talking about, people in the queer community itself in the things that we see, because I just think that it's just like, I just feel like we stand by this whole thing of acceptance and equality and, everybody being themselves. And a lot of the times people want to be themselves, but you have people within the community that don't want you to be, or not necessarily don't want you to be yourself, but don't allow you to be yourself because it doesn't fit their standards. And that's kind of whack to me. And I'm going to always speak on it. I don't care who gets upset about it. I'm going to always say something about it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Maybe we just. Well, I don't think it's not going anywhere. I don't think the fat shaming. I don't think the bottom shaming is going anywhere. All of these problems that we talk about, I don't think it's going anywhere. That's why, like, when I made my channel, another reason why I wanted to make my content that I'm making now, because I had a lot of questions and I felt like a lot of gay people wasn't really talking about it enough that looked like me. No shade to anybody that's watching this white, but I was tired of seeing a lot of, because that's all I would see. I would see a lot of white gay men talk about it. I wanted to see black men talk about it. And I feel like I didn't see enough of it. So I was like, okay, let me step up and, talk about things that may not be too popular to talk about when it comes to the queer community, whether it's our history, whether it's, whatever the case may be. I just wanted to make sure I did my part with doing that. But I don't think it's going nowhere for sure, unfortunately.
It's just like, even okay, it's just like, even we could take the gay community out of it, like the problems within, like, the black community, for instance, that those issues ain't going nowhere either. And we could talk about it till we're blue in the face, but they're not gonna go anywhere either. I mean, we could go into how with black people, they say stupid shit, like, for example, if you're talking about the presidential election and you talk about the difference between Obama and the difference between Trump, and you'll hear idiots say shit like, well, Trump gave us a stimulus check. Obama didn't do nothing for black people. He did more for gay people. And I'm trying to understand. And I'm trying to understand, what did Trump do for black people that Obama didn't do? And what did Obama do so much for us gays besides give us the right to marry each other and all this other stuff?
Yeah.
Like, what's the... And speaking of that, this ain't no ugly truth, but let's talk about the whole gay marriage thing and why that bothers people so much.
Gay marriage.
Yeah.
I think people are just. I think it all goes back to how they were raised. Um, Gay is it's like an abomination to some people, when it comes to their religion. So I think the discord comes in because it has a lot to do with what they believe in, traditional stuff in their religion. So I think that plays a major role on why so much conflict with gay marriage, if that makes sense.
I just don't understand. And this has always have been my point. Why do you care about who I'm marrying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is that the biggest deal for you? Like, if I want to marry a man, what is it to you? Like, how is that fucking with your marriage? Like, why is that a burden to you?
It's just homophobia, Scotty. I mean, it's homophobia.
As much as they want to say that, it's not. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I remember being in a barbershop one day, and a lot of times that's where all the homophobia comes out at. People don't want to believe it, but they do. And sometimes they do it when they see the only gay person sitting in there. That's when they really want to get to talking about gay shit. And I remember one time I was sitting in a barbershop, and this was during the pandemic. They had just opened the barbershops back up, and we all sitting in there with masks on. And the dude was like, shit, I'd rather have COVID than to be gay. And I'm just sitting there like,
Did you say something, Scotty, or you just sat there?
Before I could open my mouth.
Did you stand up for us?
Before I could open my mouth, the guy that cuts my hair was like, hey, we need to stop that conversation right now. Before I say anything.
Okay.
And he was like, wait, what? I don't. And then my friend who was there, he was sitting in the barber's chair right next to the guy that cuts my hair, because he was like, hey, don't do that. Why? Don't do that. And then and everybody comes looking over in my direction, and everybody like, oh, I ain't gonna say that. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Now you want to be sorry.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to say anything, because there was my barber that said something, and my friend that was there that was saying something, because they knew I was finna say something.
I'm sensitive when it comes to stuff like that. I will cuss you out when it comes to stuff that I really, 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 really take care of. And I'm not care of, but things that I care about and things that I take serious when it comes to me and my people. So, yeah. But I mean, it's good that you have somebody around that kind of like, nip it in the bud. So, yeah.
Which is the craziest thing, because I have a lot of straight friends, and they don't allow stuff like that to be said. Even when I'm not around, they don't allow stuff like that to be said. I remember when I was getting ready to move to Atlanta. My one of my friends threw me this party. He was a straight guy. He one of those. Let me tell you something. I'm a little hood. So
me too. I'm ratchet too.
Okay, so he one of them types, he got a whole little group of guys that he hang with. They call themselves the dog boys. That's just how hood they are, child. They call themselves dog boys, child.
But anyway, this back in Mississippi, right?
Back in Mississippi.
Okay, that's what it sounds like.
But he threw me this party and stuff, and we were just outside. And I never ever asked him this question, because I asked most of the straight guys that I'm friends with this question, and I said, has anybody ever tried to diss y'all because y'all hanging out with me? Well, I asked him, well, not y'all, because the other guys I already knew. But I was like, has anybody ever tried to diss you for hanging around me or something like that? Has that ever happened? And he was like, they know not to do that. And I was like, what does that mean? He was like, they see me on photos with you. They didn't see me at your birthday parties. They didn't see me all over the place with you. So they know not to go there with me. And on top of that, it ain't even about them not going there with me. They know not to talk about you like a dog to me because they know I'm not gonna have that. So, you like a little brother to me. So all that shit about your sexuality, I don't care about that. And then the other straight guys that were there, they all agreed. So it's like, although that, sometimes there can be like this thing between the gay guys and the straight guys too, because sometimes straight guys can be very overly critical of the gay man, and sometimes they be worried about, not really worried about, but they always got some shit to say about gay stuff all the time. You know what I mean? But the straight guys that I've surrounded myself with, they're not like that. And they've always been like some form of protection, if you ask me. Like, they don't allow that type of thing. So whenever I say I hang around a lot of straight guys, there's that pick me label that I get because I say I hang around a lot of straight guys. Me hanging around a lot of straight guys don't mean I'm better than nobody else because I hang around them, but I do hang around a lot of them. And that wasn't by choice. It's because they thought I was cool and they decided to hang around me. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it is for me. You feel what I'm saying? So while there have been bad experiences with straight guys, I can't say that I've had some of the best experiences with them, because just him alone saying what he said, they let me know that there are some straight guys out there that are not closed-minded to having close-knit friendships with gay men.
I think it's a new time now. Yes, I think the homophobia is still strong, but with the help of social media and just people being more exposed to things, just going back to Sauce Santana, sometimes a person that's straight can look at that and be like, "Oh, they cool as hell. Like the gay boy's cool as hell." That don't mean we all act like him, but I do feel like we're in a new time now. People may not agree with that, but it was something I was gonna say about that I forgot. Scotty, let's talk about something else because. I forgot already. Damn, crazy.
Damn, yeah, I was waiting for you to say it too, not you.
No, because it's like I be having like my thought on something, and you keep going, and I forget about it. So it's like I don't be wanting to cut you off though.
Oh, you could have just jumped right on up in there.
I don't want to be cutting you off. That's rude.
Oh.
But yeah, I do feel like we're in a new time now for sure when it comes to having straight friends, and I think it's beautiful for straight men to not be like fazed by gay boys or not be fazed by a person being gay. Like, as long as I'm not trying to come on to you, we're good. Like, and most of the time we don't even want y'all for real. So it's just like,
that's what I be saying. Cause what make you think I want you?
Very delusional. I don't want you, sir. Trust me. If I wanted you, you'll know.
I mean, like for real. But I just want to say that, although, because we didn't hit an hour now, but I want to tell you that I really enjoyed this conversation. We didn't even dive into a lot of stuff, but we did talk about some stuff that you've already discussed on your platform. And one thing about it, and two things for certain, I really love these kind of conversations and just digging like into like the problematic side of being who we are, because there are problematic sides of it. Like, there's problematic sides to any community. There's problematic sides to Black community. It's a problematic side to straight people. It's a problematic side to gay people. I like to dive into the problematic shit sometimes because I see it all the time, but I feel like people sweep things under the rug a lot of the time.
Of course. I feel like people like us should just keep doing what we're doing, like just getting the word out there and having these conversations in the public, because it's a lot of gay men, that may not reach that magnitude of just coming out and expressing their true selves on the internet. Maybe that's a lot for them. So, I think we should just keep doing what we're doing, and maybe we can inspire more people to come on and say what they got to say. So, yeah.
Well, let me ask you a few questions.
Okay.
It's not about the topic at hand, though. I'm a lead. Right. I'm leading.
Don't be nosy, Scotty. So
I'm not gonna be nosy. I ain't gonna be nosy.
I'm playing around.
So, since your channel has grown a lot, have you met anyone that watched you before?
Yeah. It was before I think it was before I even had 100 subscribers, if I'm correct. Yeah. It was my first boyfriend. I was 21. He was in LA. He was flying me out and everything. Like I was living it up. And I didn't even have 100 subscribers when he met me, so it was so cute.
So that's how you met him through YouTube.
Yeah, it was through
That is
YouTube.
crazy because I met a guy through YouTube before actually. Like I used to date this guy. He was watching my videos and shit. It was like 2017. He was watching my videos and stuff.
Oh
He was
wow.
older than me though. He was like 11 years my senior. I was like
hmm
27, 28 or something like that. He was like in
Oh,
his
that's valid. That's valid.
early 40s, I think. And he was watching my videos and I found him on Facebook and I'm like, oh, he kind of cute, blah, blah, blah. And then he didn't live in the same, vicinity as me. He lived all the way in Virginia. That man drove like 20 some hours to come to
Oh,
Mississippi just to see me and
okay.
all that other stuff. Like it was, like I didn't know how to feel about, dating somebody that was a subscriber and stuff. Like I had thought that was weird at first. But I'm like, fuck that.
It's not weird, but a lot of men that see you, they already create a vendetta about you. They don't know you. This goes for potential friendships. Maybe a gay person want to be your friend, and they see, oh, well, DyQuell don't really act how I kind of pictured in my brain, so I'm gonna just go ahead and just remove myself because I've dealt with that plenty of times. But I don't think it's weird. Just make sure the person is not weird, if that makes sense. But
Mm.
I don't. Hey, however you find love is how you find love. I'm not against it. If a person discover you on YouTube and y'all happen to click, then so be it. But now would I date somebody? Probably not. Like if you watch me, no, I'm not dating you. And there's been plenty of men that's been trying to, no. And I just try to be like, oh well, I'm not interested. Well, this is like, not now, but prior when I kind of was like starting to get a buzz. Uh, I'm good. I just
It's
can't get past the vendetta part. I feel like you create a vendetta about me. You don't know me. Like you telling me you love me already. You don't know me. Yeah, but I think they're just saying it in a more like supportive way. You know how fans be or supporters
oh
be
well.
when they be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I love you and your content," stuff like that. But I don't think I could do it again.
I will be honest and say that I don't know, like even like it sometimes like when you're a YouTuber now and then you become bigger and you're now like a semi-public figure. It's like you be watching what you do and who you talk to. It was to a point to where like once my channel started growing like it was, I started talking to people on Instagram through what was it? Had it on vanish mode when I ain't trust them. It was
Oh
just
my gosh, Scotty, why? Well, you didn't want no screenshot or nothing.
it was like because I don't trust people. So I don't trust people that quickly. So I don't know what you want and what you're trying to do. Cause
Mm,
I always be ready for the bullshit all the time. So I'm like, I don't
exactly.
know what they on or what the fuck they trying to do, but
Mm,
whatever. But I asked you all that just to close it out with this. I think that number one, I think that you are and this is me giving you your flowers again at the end. But I think that you are a great content creator and I want you to continue doing your thing. And I always tell people this all the time when they're new content creators. It's not, you're gonna have your good days, you're gonna have your bad days. People gonna love you one minute, then they turn around and they hate you the next. Don't allow the negativity to like get to you. And I'm saying this as a person that would allow negativity to get to me. So I know that may sound a little hypocritical of me to try to tell you that, but I'm telling you that because I already dealt with that already. Like being having hurt feelings over comments from people that don't even know you and they only judging you by a 1 hour live or 15-minute video. They don't really know you like that and they making their judgments. Sometimes that can be a lot, especially when you're not used to that. And then you put yourself in the shoes of a person that's a celebrity and we all have things to say about them. So it's like now you know how it feels if a celebrity looks at their Instagram comments and see all the bullshit that they have to deal with. And although we're looking at our YouTube comments, and sometimes that's a smaller spectrum, but now you get a taste of what they
Yep.
actually deal with, and that can be hard.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
challenging, but you just have to know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, that's all I can really say. And that's what my mom had to tell me while I was kind of going through it with I wasn't necessarily saying I was going viral, but my I wasn't getting 200 comments on a video before. So I was new to it. And just to see people just saying mean things, I was like, "Oh god, do I want to do this?"
yeah,
But
like that
yeah,
was
you
one of
have to
the reasons.
develop thick skin for sure.
You do, because that's one of the things that I was afraid of when I first got on YouTube. I was very afraid of the negative comments, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I want to do it. This is something I really want to do." And when you're a smaller YouTuber, you just see a bunch of the people that love you all the time when you're
Of
not
course,
that
of course,
huge. But when you
of course.
get bigger and bigger, that's when all the hate comes.
hmm
I
I
never
think I'm
understand
ready
that.
for it though. I think I'm ready for the challenge. Let's do it.
Well, I love the attitude. I love that. But I just want you to keep doing your thing because I really love your videos, and just keep speaking, being that voice for us, because we don't have a lot of we have a lot of gay YouTubers, but we don't have a lot of gay Black YouTubers that talk about the things that you talk about.
hmm
And I personally feel like we need more of those. I'm not nominating myself for that at all, but that's for somebody like you. And
I
I would
don't
rather,
fault anybody who doesn't want to talk about it though,
yeah.
because some people just may not have that mindset of wanting to talk about certain things. It doesn't matter how old you are. It is what it is. I appreciate the ones who do the story times. I appreciate, bloggers. I appreciate people that talk about what I talk about. I appreciate everybody. Um, so yeah, but I would like to see more of it though. I'm not gonna cap. I would like
Yeah,
to see
like,
more of it.
but like I said, you're doing your thing with it and you're growing with it. Like, I love the fact that you even do the other videos that you just started to do, like what happened to this YouTuber and that, because like what's so crazy is that when you did the video and then you was talking about Cordier, I had just saw Cordier at the club like 2 weeks
Oh
ago.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, I was
I
so
love
happy to
him.
meet him. I had never met him before. I was so happy to see him in
Big
person.
personality. Big personality. For
Because before
sure.
I started doing YouTube, I was a big fan of Cordier. I
hmm
loved Cordier. So when I saw him at the club, I'm like,
Yes. Now I'm not gonna lie. I've been getting cussed out by behind them videos by some people. I ain't gonna say
oh,
their names, but I've been getting cussed out in my DM. But it's all love. I still love everybody. I just wanted to do it to just kind of get the story out there. I feel like there's not really anybody talking about a lot of Black queer history. So y'all will
absolutely.
definitely see more of that. I'm cooking up something right now as I'm talking. So yeah.
Oh, absolutely. So I just
hmm
wanted to tell you that. And that's about it. So we're about to go ahead and get up out of here. Hopefully you don't mind collabing again.
No,
And
let's do it again. And I promise I'll be more loosened up and less tense because this is
I know
my
this was
first
your first
live.
live.
I thought I was gonna loosen up. I was nervous the whole damn time. So yeah, it is what it is. But y'all know I love y'all and Scotty, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, and
All right.
we'll talk. We'll continue to talk. We follow each other on Instagram, so we'll continue to talk. But thank you for coming.
Okay. How do I get out?
I take you out. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Okay, cool. All right.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
And that was DyQuell Dontae, and that was our live with the ugly truths of the queer community. You guys, I love it. 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 And that's about it, y'all. So we got into a couple of things tonight. However, we have another video, another live at 10:30, where we talk about Rashida's stepdaughter. We'll be talking about that at 10:35. Now I saw somebody else getting ready to go live. Y'all know I don't like to go live against my faves, but shit, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. Don Devo, you're in my live. I'm very surprised to see you. But I'm not gonna do you like that though. Cause I ain't that type of nigga. So I'm not gonna do you like that. I'm just very surprised to see your name pop up in my chat of all chats after all this time. And there's more that I want to say, but I ain't gonna say it on here because then I'm gonna do you bad. But with that being said, I'm about to go on and get up out of here, y'all. I'll be back at 10:35 so we can talk about Kelsey Frost and everything that's going on with that. It's probably gonna be about a 30-minute live at the most. But I'll see y'all the next time. Bye, y'all.
Cause I know what I want. I guess I could pray to the man up above. Start a new path with unconditional love. I can build a new life out of this mess. Moving on to a place free from the stress. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. All of my life, and you know it hit the worst when it starts with the night. I'm the type of nigga shit that can speak for itself. See, I'm a bad little nigga with his heart as well. Say it best from the heart, so it beating is felt. Just a sense to see you smile, so more body can melt. With the cause is dealt, nigga, I was just wishing. Can I be the only bad bitch that you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like?